Readier than ever. It's been a while, and I tell you what, that weight has just fueled me. It's added fuel to the fire. I'm coming off a loss in England to Michael Bisping, and I thought that was a close one. And now, after the layoff, I need to get back in there and turn it up and get on the right side of things.
All right. Well, obviously the other story there was a 9-month suspension. So how have you talked to fans at all? Do you have a website where you get feedback? Do you have people come up to you and talk to you face to face?
I mean, of course, we fight on TV. Obviously, I'm always in the public eye, whether or not, I'm on my computer or I'm walking down the street. Yeah.
So what's the reaction been? Has anyone expressed anger? Is anyone mad? I don't know. I always find it intriguing because I cover all sports, so I always find it intriguing how people react to this.
Everybody takes it differently. Obviously, it was a mistake that I made, and I apologize for that. I was wrong. But as time goes, I think I did my suspension, I did my time, I'm rehabilitated, so now I'm excited to get back in and mix it up.
But I saw you explain it a couple of places. You can explain sort of why you did it. Was it a dabbling thing? Was it a mental thing going into the fight? It's not just concerning you, but I'd like to hear from you why you think you tried it and why other guys try it.
Well, I think that obviously we compete in a competitive sport, and everybody, any athlete you talk to wants to be the best in their field, and I think for me it was trying to get in better shape than I could possibly get in to compete, and that was a mistake that I made.
So you have no complaints about the testing process? Because you're one of the rare guys who actually was like, you know what, take the suspension, go away, pay my time, and then I come back. But most guys have fought it. Most guys say I didn't do it.
It is what it is. I made a mistake, and I got caught. All those guys, that must be a pretty bad testing process if so many people have just denied it completely. That's pretty funny to me.
So do you think they're full of crap, a lot of the guys? Or do they really believe? Can it be that flawed that just about everyone fights it?
I'm not a chemist, so I really can't answer that question. As far as personally, I'm going to have to say I have to look at it on an individual basis on each person. So right now I'm going to go no comment on that one.
Right. Are you a sports fan in general?
More or less.
So what did you think of guys from, say, baseball past? Did you have an opinion on those guys? Did it change, once you were in the position?
Yeah, my opinion definitely didn't change as them as their personal character or who they are as athletes. Absolutely not. The bottom line is, it's against the rules, and if you break the rules, you have to pay. If you get pulled over for speeding, you get a ticket. That's just the deal.
Yeah. And I'm sorry I'm pounding away at it, but I know in talking to you, you're a pretty honest guy and you're pretty forthcoming. So we rarely get an opportunity to speak to an athlete who will actually speak about it. The last thing I wanted to ask you about, so take us in the mindset, like for a fighter, as you're getting in there, do you feel stronger? Is it a sense of confidence? Do you feel like you're doing something wrong? And kind of compare and contrast to like a baseball player or a football player.
Well, what I was tested positive for was actually something that doesn't raise your testosterone. It actually lowers body fat and helps that. And it was several months before the fight. I didn't do my research good enough. Apparently, it stays in your system for a lot longer than I thought. So to be honest with you, I really don't know. I wouldn't have got caught if I wasn't a rookie at it.
There you go. Some other guys are pharmacologists. They're pretty good at it. Maybe in the sport too. Who knows? The 9 months while you sat out and you paid your time, you've had other demons. So how hard was it to stay away from those demons? All the drinking stuff. That's to me, that when you're at a low point, that would be the time you turn back to some of the lousy crap of the past.
I'd be lying to you if I told you it wasn't hard. Absolutely. We all face different battles in our life, and we all have different demons we have to overcome. The only thing that I can tell you is I'm working very hard right now on doing that. And I've had some slips, but all in all, I went back to Hawaii. I opened my own gym. It's successful. I've got a great support group in Hawaii. I've got an awesome group of friends that help me out all the time. Great coaches, great training partners. So all in all, in the last 9 months, I feel like my life has moved forward.
You know, we were talking about Couture a little earlier today because he's going through a divorce, and he's gone through a couple of them. We were kind of debating the whole issue of how people deal with problems outside of work. And some people aren't productive at work having to deal with that stuff. Others, it's like their haven. Right. You come across to me as a guy who kind of uses the cage like that's the safe place. Like all that stuff that could be screwing you up disappears when you go in the cage. Or have you gone into the cage sometimes and some of that stuff is still lingering?
You know, not really. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter. Actually does. I guess when things are a little bit rougher, I fight a little bit harder. I get a little bit meaner, maybe. Right. You know, when everything's peachy and great, then, you know, maybe that takes that edge off a little bit. But to be honest with you, when it comes time to fight, you know, and I've been doing this for a while, you know, I'm so focused, I'm so dialed in that, you know, there is no other life. There are no other problems. You know, there's, you know, my girlfriend understands that, you know, I can't answer the phone, you know, I can't do this, you know, I have to eat this, I have to wake up at this time, I have to go to sleep at this time. And, you know, as the fight approaches, that's the way I view it. It's the most important thing.
What do you think of Rosholt as an opponent? Because I look at him, and not that he's a one-trick pony, but, you know, I like the wrestling background, but I'm like, I don't know, Leben's pretty experienced. I don't know if he's going to get in there and get thrown around like a rag doll and freak out if he's on the bottom.
Well, you know, the thing about Rosholt is, I mean, first off, he's a world-class athlete. He's a great wrestler, 4-time All-American national champ. Nobody can take that away from him. You know, and wrestlers are what the UFC was built on. I mean, you know, being able to take somebody down and hold somebody down is a great attribute. So, you know, what do I think about him as an opponent? I think that I think it's going to give me a good chance to show my growth and to show my skills, you know, versus a wrestler. You know, last time I fought a tough wrestler was Josh Koscheck, and he held me down. So I get to fight another tough wrestler, another world-class wrestler, and this time I'm gonna show them that I've grown, that my game has changed, and that, you know, you can't just hold me down. You can't hold me down.
There you go. If it stays on the feet the whole time, does he have a chance?
Not at all. If the fight stays, you know, obviously his plan is to take me down. My plan is to knock him out. You know, you always train for the fight going the distance, but in my eyes, I really see this thing ending with me punching him in the face and him landing on the canvas.
All right. One final topic. You're the guy who brought, I'm sure not the way you wanted to, Anderson Silva into the UFC. Did you watch the fight against Forrest Griffin?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
What's it like what's it like in the cage with him? Where I don't know if you felt the same thing, but it looked to me like Forrest literally, he couldn't catch him and he had no idea where the punches were coming from.
You know, I mean, Anderson Silva is just a different entity. I mean, he's truly amazing. The only way I can describe him is as the Michael Jordan or the Wayne Gretzky of our sport. You know, but to be honest with you, you know, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't feel bad for everybody that he's beaten, because, you know, every time, you know, I was the first one, and everybody's like, oh, see, Leben isn't that good, see, da-da-da. And now, as his career has progressed, people have kind of gone, well, wait a minute, maybe it wasn't that Leben's no good, maybe it's that this guy's really, 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 really good. So, you know, again, Forrest is an amazing athlete, and, you know, that fight could have went a lot of different ways. Obviously, it ended quick for Forrest, but, you know, that's the thing about our sport. You never know. I mean, Patrick Cote, who I beat, went in there and was doing great against him, I thought, for the first couple rounds. And then a guy like Forrest Griffin, who, you know, has held the title, goes in there and gets finished in the first couple minutes. I mean, you know, that's the thing. That's why we love the UFC. You never know what's going to happen.